Today we're going to take a brief look at the life of Union General Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant was born in Ohio in 1822 with the given name Hiram Ulysses Grant. He attended West Point before serving in the Mexican-American War and then ultimately resigning his position. He married Julia Dent, who came from a slaveholding family. In 1857, Grant was gifted an enslaved man from his father-in-law, whom he freed 2 years later. The couple would go on to have 4 children. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Grant enlisted as a volunteer in the Union Army and quickly rose to become Brigadier General of Volunteers. With his victories at the battles of Fort Henry and Fort Donelson, Grant proved himself an able military leader, which prompted President Lincoln to promote him to Major General of Volunteers. Grant was known for refusing to accept anything but the Confederates' unconditional surrender. He would say, "No terms except an unconditional and immediate surrender can be accepted," earning himself the nickname Unconditional Surrender Grant. However, Grant's determination in pursuing and engaging the rebels resulted in heavy Union casualties, and some called him the Butcher. Following additional victories at Vicksburg and Chattanooga, Lincoln once again promoted Grant, this time to General-in-Chief of all the Union armies in early 1864, a rank previously held only by George Washington and Winfield Scott. Later that year, Grant engaged the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia as the Union began a 9-month siege of Petersburg. When Federals finally seized the city on April 2, 1865, the Confederate capital of Richmond fell to Union troops the following day. Grant relentlessly pursued the retreating rebel army to Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. There, his troops overwhelmed the Confederates, who suffered diminished numbers due to rampant desertion and battlefield casualties. Grant offered famed Confederate General Robert E. Lee terms of surrender, which, after 2 days, Lee accepted. Grant's terms were generous. They allowed soldiers who would swear a loyalty oath to the U.S. federal government to be paroled and return home with their horses and sidearms. Grant's acceptance of Lee's surrender signaled the imminent end of the Civil War, which would finally come to a close when the last rebel armies succumbed in June. Grant's high-profile status as the leading general who secured an end to the war helped propel him to the White House in 1869, when he was sworn in as the 18th President of the United States. For more information about Ulysses S. Grant and Abraham Lincoln's life and times, visit us at lincolncollection.org or email us at lincoln@acpl.info.